Hello, my name is Jack, and I'm going to be your case manager. May I ask what your name is?
My name's Paige.
All right. Well, is this what you prefer people to call you, or would you like me to
Yeah,
call you something else?
Paige is fine.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's nice to meet you, Paige. Um, so let's get started. Would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself, and as well as why you're here?
Yeah, okay. I'm Paige. I'm 22, and I'm a mother of two, aged 5 and 3. So I had my first child when I was 17. I'm here due to a report of me supposedly leaving my children at home for several hours at a time. I think my ex-partner made the report. So I'm here to just improve myself and change those little things about me that make me do those kinds of things.
Okay. You say ex-partner, so you split up.
Yes, yeah.
Was that recent, or was that a while ago?
It was fairly recent, but we've been rocky for like a couple of years, so probably since I had my second child, so almost 3 years.
Okay, and with your children, have you been looking after them yourself, or have you had support from family?
Mainly by myself. I don't really talk to my family.
So, pardon, what was that?
Just mainly by myself. I don't really like have any contact with my family.
So, so when was the last time you had contact with your family? Was that a while ago, or was that?
Um, so I don't talk to my dad, but I spoke to my mum probably like about a week ago. She does try to like be there, but not really. Like she says she'll be there, but she's not.
Mm, okay. So you would say that you're quite independent, and you've been independent for a while.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, since I had my first child, it's probably about 17.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So the reason you're here is because um, you so you've been reported, and you think it's your ex that reported you for leaving your children at home,
Oh, I
correct?
know him. Yeah, I know it was him.
Okay. Okay, so why don't we start with that? Would it be okay if you just answered a few questions that I have, just so I understand, just so I get a better understanding of your situation and how I can help you deal with this?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, so could you please tell me the circumstances leading up to the event?
Yeah, so suppose my ex partner had been out partying and stuff, and not really having the kids. So we did agree to do co-parenting, but that hadn't really been happening. Um, and I'd like left the kids at home a few times, like a few minutes, just like run to the store and get some milk and like whatever else we needed. And they were fine. It was like shops are 2 minutes away, like they were fine. Put the TV on, they were good. But yeah, this particular day that it happened for supposedly several hours, um, I was going to meet up with some friends and he knew that, and so I decided to leave as I was meant to. I was meant to leave at 12. So he was meant to be there at 12 to watch the kids or pick them up and take him, depending on what he wanted to do. We don't really mind if he stays there with them. So I left them there because he said he was on his way. Um, and I left. Um, and I assume he decided that he didn't want them, so he didn't see them we didn't go there for however many hours, thinking I was there when I wasn't, because I thought he was there. So yeah, I kind of just left and went to see my friends, and I mean, he got there, so about 3:30, I think he got there. So they'd been home for quite a bit at that point.
Okay, all right. So okay, so you've left them at home and just in front of TV for a couple of hours. So that's basically what's happened here, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Would you consider the circumstance, like the same circumstances, the thing that which motivated you to do this, or was that something else that influenced this type of behavior?
I think it was a bit of both. I think I was a bit overwhelmed with always being with the kids and never really getting he was out partying and all of that. Like, we're young parents, so we kind of missed out on that. But I think, yeah, after I did have a session with a psychologist, and we're working through things, and I think, yeah, at the time I thought it was the right thing to do. He thought he was on his way, but since speaking with, I've changed the way I parent and I look at situations. So I think in that circumstance, it was, yeah, mainly to do with both the situation and what I thought was right. And now I wouldn't do it. I've realised that that's not the right thing to do. Anything could have happened. Someone could have come and taken them. The possibilities are endless there. So yeah, I mean, the psychologist that I spoke to has really kind of helped me to realise it's not normal to do that.
Okay. Could you possibly elaborate on why you saw a psychologist?
So I had a previous session. Um, when I first got reported, I had a session with another case manager. I think that's who you probably communicated with. Um, and yeah, they recommended that I go and see just a psychologist just once a fortnight, just until I'm feeling a bit like back on my feet and not so run down. As I was, I was starting to feel really quite down and upset all the time, and that I was alone and no one wanted to help me or anything like that. So from that first session, they put me in, or they referred me to a psychologist, and I think I've had 2 sessions now with that psychologist. So it's really kind of helping me change the way I am, which is something that I think I need to do.
Okay. Okay. Just a few more questions. When did these circumstances begin to occur? So when did your ex? So with all these happening and you being, looking after these children and your ex being going out partying and stuff, did this occur? Was this always occurring, or did this only start occurring after the kids were born?
So we were both quite social people. So we often like went out together. But when the kids were born, it was quite often just left up to me to stay at home. His friends would always come around, pick him up, and they'd go out drinking, or after work he'd go to the pub with his friends, and he worked an 8-hour day as it was, so I was already at home for 8 hours. With the kids, and I never really got to see friends, but like, I've now realized that it's possible to do that. Like, I can ask for a babysitter, or even so, like, we can plan ahead so that if he doesn't show up, then I've got a backup option of someone else to come through and help me out there. But yeah, the partying was always something that he just couldn't let go of, and I kind of sacrificed.
Yeah. Did he by any chance or like sacrifice a little bit during the pregnancy, like before the kids were born? Was he there? Was he there to support
Yeah,
you?
he was. He did stop quite a bit. I think he only went, like, we went to a few friends' birthdays, and people were turning 21 and stuff, and like, friends of ours, so we went to quite a few of those. But I often, I couldn't drink, so I often go home early, and he'd have quite a big night. But he did start to show it, towards the first pregnancy. We were still quite young, 17, so he was quite good there. But with my second, he wasn't quite as committed. He kind of just didn't care. Could see that I'd done it for how many years on my own with my first, and just thought she'll be fine, to carry through a pregnancy with a second. Yeah.
Did before you, I guess, moved away from, like, your parents and then moved away, I guess, from interaction, did they also support you during the pregnancy, or has
Yeah.
it always been?
No, my mum was always quite she was there for probably 2 out of 5 of my first child's life. She hasn't really been involved in the second. But she didn't ever do anything. I think I pushed her away, you know, because I've noticed since not being with my ex and stuff how much she does care. Like I said when we spoke a week ago, she was trying to come see the kids and trying to organise a day with us and all of that. So I think she never really liked him anyway. So from that it was hard. It was always a decision of who did I want to pick, and I never wanted it to be like that, but that's how it was. So yeah, she does try, but my dad hasn't been in my life ever, so he's not even in the question.
Okay. Just a last question. Has this behavior happened before? So with leaving the kids at home, did it happen during your first child, before your second child, or?
No, I didn't really do it with my first child. I was quite alright with my first one. It's easier to move around with one child. So when he was quite young, we'd just take him with us. So like I said, went to a friend's birthday, would leave by stuff 10 p.m. and whatever else. And it was often okay to do that. To just take him. But when you got two, it's harder to get them ready and get them there and get them organised. And I think that's where he stopped being helpful per se with everything. So I kind of just put it upon myself and thought, well, if he's allowed to just go whenever he wants, why can't I? Kind of thing. And I've now realised that you can't do that. It's not the right thing to
do. Okay. So I know now that I know a little bit. Sorry, now that I know a little bit about your situation. So you mentioned before that you've had a previous session with another case manager, correct?
Mm-hmm, okay. Yeah.
All right. In this session, did you and the case manager discuss setting goals for yourself and stuff that you can achieve to, I guess, improve in some areas?
Yeah. So that's where the psychologist once a fortnight was set. That was one goal. Another one was just to discuss a parenting plan with my partner. So and if need be, we would go legally and take custody into consideration. But and so I spoke with someone legally for a parenting plan for me and my partner, so that we can decide on what we're going to do in terms of like the custody and who has the kids when and where, so that I get a bit of time to myself. And the third one was to rekindle my relationship with my mum, so that she can even help me out in those times. She's always around, and she can help me if I need to just drop the kids off and go somewhere. So we set 3 goals. I've done well with the first 2, but working on the third one.
All right, so the first 2 being seeing someone for a little bit of help, the psychologist, and the second one being custody and the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and the third one being rekindling, I guess, the relationship between you and your mother and
trying to fix that side of my family. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you done, so you've done stuff to achieve these since your last session, so you've seen the psychologist, and what have you done per se for the custody? So have you seen anyone specific about that?
Yeah, so we did. We went and saw a legal advisor, and we spoke about it. And we don't think we need to change the custody. I think we're happy with how it is. I think we just needed to agree to do the co-parenting properly. So for him to have them, once or twice during a week would be nice. But I think the more realistic would be a weekend every fortnight. So we'll just do one weekend, he'll have them, and then I'll just have them during the week as he works. So I just study online. So so I don't really have to worry about that too much, and that's fair. I think that's where I can realise that why he was, it always felt like he was out more because he was, you know, working, and that was in itself as an 8-hour day. So really he was only seeing his friends maybe once a fortnight, but because it was 8 hours every day plus that, it made it, yeah, just that little bit harder, I think.
So you just said then that you're studying. Are you studying? What are you studying for specifically? Like, what do you aim to achieve after your studies?
Yeah, so I'm at TAFE studying nursing, so I'm hoping that if I can finish this, that I'll be able to go and get proper work and employment and whatnot. Because the kids are two, you know, 5 and 3. Like the two of them, they're, you know, old enough to go into kindy and school during the day. So yeah, I do get a break. Like the first child's just started school, and my second one, it goes to childcare twice a week, but we're thinking making that 3 times a week just so I can spend more time studying. But yeah, afterwards I'm hoping to get some kind of employment. Again, that'll get me out of the house more, socializing. I think that's where I really lost my mind, is when I, you know, stopped socializing.
Okay. Um, so do you think you're doing fine achieving things like education, employment, and these, I guess, rekindling the relationship with your mother, or do you think this is something that you might need assistance with or help in this area?
Yeah, I'm doing well, to be honest. From where I was, I mean, if I keep speaking with the other case manager, I think you'll see. I noticed in myself that I'm a complete different person. You know, I get up in the morning, I'm actually happy to be awake and there and present. So I think that was a lot to do with the psychologist referral. Um, I think, yeah, I think if I continue the psychologist sessions, my mum and I's relationship will start to form as well. It was a lot to do with me, not so much her. And, you know, discussing it each fortnight, what's on my mind, and having someone to just go and literally just put all my problems to is really like changing the way I feel. And you know, their advice is always something, looking at it from a different perspective. You know, I was always looking at it from such a negative perspective of, oh, you know, he doesn't care about the kids, and oh, I deserve this and I deserve that too, and I do. But the psychologist kind of makes me realize that, you know, it's okay to feel upset and it's okay to be annoyed at the world. You don't have to leave it in and buckle it all up. You can, you know, let it out, but there's different ways of letting it out, not just walking away from my children, you know, who it's just neglectful. I wouldn't do it now. I don't know why I thought it was okay to do it then. So I think, yeah, I think my plan of attack is quite is quite good in the sense of trying to tick off these goals, and I think I'll achieve them soon enough, given that, you know, I continue to work at it.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. So you think you're doing really well with all that? Okay. Would you like to just review a couple just programs and activities that you could choose to do, which
Yeah, for
might
sure. Yeah,
future?
yeah, I might get over the feeling of going to see a psychologist. So, you know, I don't always want to talk about my feelings. Sometimes I just do it.
Okay. All right. So we'll start off with the first one. So there's a couple of strategies you can do to support your children as well as yourself. There are a few child services available to assist your children with education, with care, and with counselling if they ever need it.
Yeah.
Just a few at the top of my head: Save the Children Australia and the Smith Family Foundation. There are a couple really well-known ones.
Yeah.
With the employment, so you're studying at the moment and you're studying to become a nurse. If you ever need support or help with getting employed in that area, or the area of what you want, there are programs like Set for Work Australia, which they give employment opportunities to young people, dealing with giving them necessary skills and training to be eligible and to look appealing to employers.
Yeah.
So if you ever need assistance with that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And if you're interested, there are some strategies with mental health issues, just in case that you don't feel like you want to talk to anyone about it face to face, like a psychologist. There's institutions like the Beyond Blue and the Black Dog Institution. They can do face to face as well as over the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that'll help too. If I'm at home with the kids, I can just phone up. Yeah.
They're really well like that, and they're always there backup just in case something happens with the psychologist and he becomes unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
But there are and I guess the last strategy I could suggest to you today would be Relationships Australia. This institution provides support for mending relationships. So if you want to mend a relationship with your mother, they're available. They also provide parenting courses, you could say, for parents to better themselves and to improve their parenting skills. Please just understand though that this isn't me referring to you as a bad parent at all. It's just merely highlighting a strategy that could improve that area of your life. It's there for help if you need it. It's up to you whether you use it or not, but it is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there are a couple of strategies I would suggest that you look into in the future, but only it's up to you. You can you can take them if you want, but they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that will come in handy. Definitely will.
Okay. All right. Well, the session's been going on for roughly 15 minutes now. Would you say that you've taken something away from this session?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you told me about the ones that I can call and stuff, and not having to leave the house to do that is definitely helpful, especially if I'm feeling down, and feeling like I want to, I don't know, either lash out or feel a little suicidal or depressed again. I've got someone I can call, like you said. And if the kids are going through something as they get older, yeah, that definitely is now in my mind. I didn't ever think of that before. I just thought a psychologist all the time, but I think if I can work my way towards not having to go see them every fortnight, that they're definitely the other options I can replace that with. So yeah, it's definitely opened my mind up.
Okay. Now that I have a better understanding of your situation, I can definitely see that you want to improve your life for yourself and for your children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There is more we can discuss in regards to services and helping you improve as well as achieve the goals you want to achieve. And there are more things we can discuss in regards to supporting your family and their well-being. However, my next client is, I have to see my next client soon. So if you I would like to conclude this session, but if you would like to arrange another session in a few days' time, whenever you need it, to further discuss your situation, you can always contact me.
Yeah, will do. Sure.
Yeah, and okay, so yeah, just before we finish up, just on a final note, if you need any help before then, or if you need to contact me during this time, you have my email, and I've sent you an email this morning with my phone number attached, so you can contact me through that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just feel free to contact me if need be. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
All good. All right. See you later, Paige.
See ya.